right, today we are going to write the equation of a line if we are given 2 points. So the other day we wrote an equation of a line when we were given a point and a slope, but today we're going to be given 2 points. Okay, so let's review a little bit. The equation of a line in slope-intercept form is, so what does slope-intercept form look like again? Y equals mx plus b. That's slope-intercept form. This is typically how we want our equations to look once we're done with a problem. Okay, the second one says, the slope of a line given 2 ordered pairs can be found by, okay, so do you guys remember the formula for slope of a line if we're given 2 ordered pairs? M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's the formula we use whenever we're given 2 points and we want to find the slope of the line through those 2 points. Okay, if we are given a point and a slope, we want to use point-slope formula. So if you're ever given a point and a slope, we want to use point-slope formula. And do you remember what that formula looks like? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. That's point-slope form. Okay, so if I ever give you a point, we are going to use point-slope form. So if you have the point and the slope, you're ready to go. If you don't have the point and the slope, there'll be something else you have to do, which is what today's lesson is about. Number 1 here says, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through 2, 5, and 7, negative 10. So you see how you have points? So I know since we have points, we're going to want to start with point-slope form. So I've got points, but do I have slope? No. So that's the first thing we have to do is find the slope. And we're going to practice this formula that we've used before. So how would I write y2 minus y1? Negative 10 minus 5 over, how would I write x2 minus x1? 7 minus 2. Okay, then I'm going to work that out. How much is negative 10 minus 5? Negative 15. How much is 7 minus 2? 5. Okay, reduce. How much is negative 15 divided by 5? Negative 3. So there's our slope. So now that I have points and I have a slope, I'm ready for point-slope form, because as long as you have a point and a slope, you're ready to go. So today I have to decide which of these points I'd rather use. Do I want to use the first point or do I want to use the second point? It doesn't matter. We can use either one. I'm just going to use the one that I think looks like has the friendliest numbers. So I'm going to use the 2, 5, and I'm going to completely ignore the second point. So here's my point, and negative 3 is the slope I found. So now I'm ready for point-slope formula. I go y minus, okay, this one's the y-coordinate, so which of these is the y-coordinate? 5 equals, what did we say the slope was? Negative 3. And then in parentheses, x minus, this one's the x-coordinate, so which of these is the x-coordinate? 2. So that right there is point-slope form. I'm now going to convert it to slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So this is where we distribute to make the parentheses go away. So how much is negative 3 times x? Negative 3x. How much is negative 3 times negative 2? Positive 6. I bring down the y minus 5. Do you remember what we're going to do next? We get rid of the minus 5 by adding 5. So I add 5 here, and I add 5 here. And then negative 5 plus 5 is 0. Shoop, that's gone. The y drops, The equals drops, the negative 3x drops, and then how much is 6 plus 5? 11. So I write plus 11, and there's my equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, so it's like what we were doing the other day, but with an extra step. We first had to find the slope between the 2 points, and then we did it like how we did it before. All right, let's try some more problems. Number 2 says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through 3, -1 and -6, 4. Okay, I know since I see points, I'm going to start off using point-slope form. So do I have everything I need? Do I have points? Yes. Do I have slope? No. So that's the first thing we have to figure out. So remember, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So how would I write y2 minus y1? -4 minus -1, and that's going to become a plus. How do I write x2 minus x1? -6 minus 3. Now let's work that out. How much is -4 plus 1? -3. How much is -6 minus 3? -9. And then I can reduce this, and a negative divided by a negative makes a positive, and 3 over 9 makes 1/3. So there's my slope. Okay, now that I've got points and I've got my slope, I'm ready for point-slope form. So let me go ahead and write that down. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so I just need to pick the point I want to use. Do you want to use the first point, or do you want to use the second point? Which one looks friendlier? Let's use the first one. Now, if somebody else wanted to use the second point, you'll get the same answer. Your work will look different, but you'll get the same answer. Okay, so we write y minus, it wants the y coordinate. Which of these is the y coordinate? -1, so I write -1. What did we say the slope was? 1/3. Parentheses, x minus, it wants the x coordinate. Which of these is the x? 3. Now let me clean something up real quick. What do we do with this minus the negative? Make it a plus. Okay, that's point-slope form. Our final thing that we want to do is convert it to slope-intercept form. So I'm going to distribute my 1/3. So how much is 1/3 times x? 1/3 x. How much is 1/3 times -3? I'm just going to come up here and do it for a second. 1/3 times -3, which I'll pop over 1. Let's multiply straight across, straight across. What's 1 times -3? -3. How much is 3 times 1? 3. Now reduce. How much is -3 divided by 3? -1. So that's what I'm going to put right here, -1. Okay, my y plus 1, I just dropped that down. And what do you do next? Get rid of your positive 1, so you subtract 1 from both sides. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down the y, bring down the equals, bring down the 1/3 x. And then how much is -1 minus 1? -2. Two negatives add to be a negative. And there's our final answer in slope-intercept form, which is typically how we always want our answers to look when we're done. Okay, so what are you thinking? Not too bad? All right, we're just going to try it a few more times. All right, let's look at this. It says, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through these 2 points. So since I see points, I know I want to start with point-slope form. So do I have everything I need? I have points. Check. Do I have slope? No. So here we go with our slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. How will I write y2 minus y1? -2 minus 4. How about x2 minus x1? Negative 5 minus negative 5. What happens with that minus the negative? Big plus. How much is negative 2 minus 4? Negative 6. How much is negative 5 plus 5? 0. Now what is that? Undefined. The 0 is under the fraction bar, under, undefined, under, undefined, under, undefined, under, undefined. So the slope is undefined. Okay, so here's the deal. If you guys are working and you find your slope to be undefined or you find your slope to be 0, stop what you're doing and just think for a second. So when the slope is undefined, what does the line look like? The line is vertical. Now, what do all vertical lines have in their equation? All vertical lines say x equals. So all I have to do is come up here and look at their x coordinates. This one has an x coordinate of negative 5. This one has an x coordinate of negative 5. And so that is the equation of the line. X equals negative 5. So these other problems that we were working on this one, I got a slope of negative 3. So the next thing I did was I picked a point and put it in point slope. Here I got a slope of 1/3. So the next thing I did was I picked a point and I put it in point slope. But if you ever find the slope to be undefined or 0, stop what you're doing, think about what the line looks like, think about what the equation looks like, and slap it down. Okay? Now, off to the side here, I'm just going to show you a quick graph of that. Let's just plot those points real quick. If I want to plot if I want to plot negative 5, 4, I go left 5, up 4. Left 5, up 4. If I want to plot negative 5, negative 2, I go left 5, down 2. Left 5, down 2. If you draw the line that connects those 2 points, you do see it is vertical. And all vertical lines only cross which axis? The x-axis. That's why it's x equals. And everywhere on this line, your x is a negative 5. Okay, so that's just a visual understanding. Okay, let's look at this next one. The next one says write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that passes through negative 8, 3 and 0, 3. So since I see points, I know I'm going to start with point-slope form. Do I have everything I need? Do I have points? Yes. Do I have slope? No. Let's find that. So how would I write y2 minus y1? 3 minus 3. How do I write x2 minus x1? 0 minus negative 8. That minus the negative becomes a plus. How much is 3 minus 3? 0. How much is 0 plus 8? 8. Now what is this? What is 0 divided by 8? 0. So if you get your slope to be 0 or undefined, stop what you're doing and think for a second. What does the line look like if the slope is 0? It's a horizontal line. And what do all horizontal lines have in their equation? Y equals. Now come look at your ordered pairs. Notice this one has a y value of 3. This one has a y value of 3. So that's our equation. Y equals 3. Okay. Now, just to give you a little visual, let's do what we did before. I'm going to just draw a little coordinate plane here. Okay. If I want to plot the point negative 8, 3, I'm going to go left 8, up 3. Left 8, up 3. If I want to plot the point 0, 3, I don't go right or left, I just go up 3. So don't go right, don't go left, just go up 3. If I connect these 2 points, you can see it is a horizontal line. And which axis does this horizontal line cross? It only crosses the y-axis, so that's why it's y equals, and everywhere on this line, the y is 3, which is what we got. Okay, so just to say what I said a minute ago. When you're working these problems out, if you get a slope of something other than 0 or undefined, you'll need to pick a point and put it in point slope and continue. But if you come to a problem and you find the slope to be undefined or 0, stop what you're doing, and think about what the line looks like, think about what the equation looks like, and slap it down. You've got it. Okay, thank you so much. Smiley face.